feel like I'm texting them a lot and, you know, giving them specific directions, you know, how to do that. This is just a thought for promo in the future with our customers. If we do a video about how to take the drops instead of the written form that, and there may be one that already exists and I don't know, but I just thought of that.
Can do one.
But here's the deal. Every customer will say, do I have to follow that approved food list?
Okay.
So now I've been doing it 6 weeks, dropped 20 pounds, 18 inches all over. Listen, but my heart, like Bethany, I have created this remarkable family of 13 women who are after me to help them be successful, and I'm going to do it. So I want to be the best that I can be for them. You know, these are people that are Diet Coke addicts, Dr. Pepper addicts, got to have the vending machine, afternoon snack, do not want to give that up. And the question is, you know, is this really going to work for me? Because I've tried everything.
Okay, that's how it works.
So I know I'm throwing a lot of things at you to address, but if you could help those of us
Yes.
who are a coach, a captain of other women coming along besides and men, help us how to have a conversation about that. And this may be addressed later today, but
I can give you tips on that, how to,
okay.
2 parts of that. So these are not magic.
Yeah.
I like to call them magic. Some people do think they're magic.
Yeah.
Now, when it comes to the hormone balancing and things in there, obviously, you know, it's going to do that part. If you want to lose weight, yes, you got to eat from your approved foods list. And this is the analogy I like to tell people. Do you clean your clothes in dirty water? Do you
No.
put mud and sand and stuff in your washing machine and expect your clothes to get clean? No. So how do you expect to put nasty stuff in your body and expect your body to do what it's supposed to do? Nasty is going to come out if you put nasty in, or you're going to continue to store it. So if you want the best results from these 2 things, you want to detox and you want your body to thrive, you have to quit feeding it junk. You can't feed it processed sugar. You can't feed it packages. You can't feed it preservatives. Is your Diet Coke that important? I mean, that's what you have to, I mean, that's just what I ask people. Is it really that important? And that was the last thing I said to a lady a couple of weeks ago. I was like, how do you expect your body to clean itself? You wouldn't wash your clothes in mud. So why would you continue to put mud in your body? So, yeah, they got to eat from the approved foods list. It is, I mean, I'm sorry, it sucks. Like,
Right.
you know, is it really that bad? It's not.
Could
And
you
once
talk?
you, oh, I'm sorry, I forget I'm on Zoom half the time.
Yeah.
And Todd, in the boards app, that 5-minute video that Dr. Crystal does, isn't that pretty
I
much
thought she
what
did one.
she, like what she
Yeah.
could send to people? I'm sure we'll
I
address that
thought she
later.
Yes, yes, yes.
Crystal had one.
Yeah,
So
I can show you real quick. Yeah, while
there
you're
is there's a boards app, and I think I was thinking Crystal had one, but you do a video.
Yeah.
You're the coach. This is how you do it. Let it send over your tongue. You know, so don't all, I mean, obviously
Yes.
your upline is there so that you can help, but
Yes.
you are gonna build your business.
Yeah.
You are gonna coach your girls. They're gonna trust you more than they trust me,
Right.
because they don't know me. So,
Yeah, I
you
got
know what I
that.
mean? So just take a little quick video. This is how you do it. This is how you take it. And then you start sending it out. Don't always, you know, you do it.
Kristen, can you talk a little bit in depth about the significance of the detox period?
Yes,
What is that doing? What's happening when you say detox?
Okay, so these are going to help one detox your liver, where you're storing toxins, but you're also storing them in your fat cells. That is where your body puts away toxins because it's a protection mechanism for one. So we're exposed to toxins in our food, in our air, in our water. And then when your body wants to release toxins, they get in your bloodstream, you feel icky. I always tell people you could go through a 48-hour, 72-hour, I call it detox flu. And that's okay. I actually
Yeah.
consider that a good thing if that happens. You gotta break it out, sweat and water. That can happen with these because toxins are just getting into your blood system. That's a good thing because they're coming out. So it's just your body releasing what was stored in. You know, right?
Oh, yeah, that's exactly right. And then on the detox side, always remember, whatever a person was doing before the drops, sometimes people have such a tendency to get something like this and it's like, this is doing it. And that's a twofold. It's not that it's doing, it's doing its job, but it's causing what years of buildup has done. So for some people, really, I don't get a lot of detox. I don't know. I mean,
I've had a few, I will have a few people
But
tell me I have a headache
yeah,
or I feel sluggish,
Yeah.
lethargic. And I say, hey, it's normal, give me
Right.
48 hours and you're gonna feel better.
right. And just remember, almost just ride it out, with gratitude, because it's just your body letting you know it works too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, and one thing too that I was gonna say, that this probably could help address some of the questions, because I know it's a lot of questions. We're all in this together, and I know we hear the same questions. We could go in this entire room, and not one person probably, have not gotten the question of, is this really gonna work? Is this gonna affect my medicine? Is this going to, help me out with some of them?
How long do I have to take?
Yeah, how long do I have to take it? So when I was preparing for this and when I got the invite to come, I was just kind of thinking, this is not a brag moment, but it is a thankful moment, okay? There's a difference. And I said, okay, I've been selling these drops, but nobody's asking me questions. No questions. And I thought about that. Why? And I thought this would be a good thing to share with others, because when you come, you always want to add value and bring value to something. And so the reason you see me carry these like handy dandy note cards, because if I did not have them, I don't know what it would look like. So they're kind of my little grip to keep me kind of on point. But listen to this. I think we could have a week or a month of hardly no questions when we go through these note cards. What you think? I think that would be something different. Move more bottles, move more drops, move more renew, by simply kind of understanding something today as simple as digestion. Okay, Cynthia, what are you talking about? Okay, I'm gonna be you and me, all right? What are you talking about? I believe that if we follow these 10 steps to digestion and how we can appropriate it and put it with our products, I think we would see, we already seeing massive growth, but I think we would see so much growth because we would have an understanding, not that we have to go teach it to anybody, but our understanding would be so better on how to address and how to move a person through and maybe answer the question before it's even asked. How does that sound?
Yes.
Okay, listen to this. 10 steps to proper digestion as it relates to really both, but we're gonna focus right here on Slenderiiz. I always keep it simple. I always talk about dropper one, bottle two. Okay, they have names, bottle one, bottle two. So when we talk about bottle one, what do we know about it? We know that it helps the body eliminate fat storage. We know that it helps the body reduce sugar cravings. We know that it helps the body become in balance. But this is the deal. Anytime, and we call this what? Hormone balancing, right? So we've been hearing that a lot. Hormone balancing, you can bow your head a little bit. Hormone balancing, hormone balancing. Okay, loosen up a little bit. Come on. We're talking about digestion. And Coach Palmer gonna be really excited to hear me say this. And we're talking about helping more people and making more money. Is that it? All right. Is that it? Come on now, come on. All right, really quick, step one. Now, we know that it has, this is her box, it's not open, but this is a food guide, right? We just talked about, what do people say? Do I have to follow the approved food list? Yes, you do. That's right. Yes, you do. Over here, put it, who was louder? Do it one more time. Yes, you do. Give the program. Okay, with this is step number one on this approved food list, on the 10 steps to that you eat 30 plant foods a week. Different plants. Is that not in here? Approved food list. What are plants? We always talk about this is plant-based. Oh, this is plant-based. People calling things plant-based, that's not even plant-based. We are the real deal, and this is plant-based. But I don't even think people know what plant-based means. What does plant-based mean? Plants, base plants. Okay? So here we go. 30 different vegetables. It's in here. Vegetables are your feeders. Vegetables are your builders. I almost feel like y'all say me. Vegetables are your builders. Okay. Builders. Okay, fruits are your cleansers. We'll get to that. So if you have something to build, nobody that's a real builder would try to build something with inferior products. Would you? I mean, you should. So why would we build our bodies? Your cells are there saying, help me. Cynthia has cells, okay? You have cells. Hey, Reese, I've been following you. Reese has cells, okay? Todd has cells. I can't help Reese cells, and I can't feed Todd cells. But Reese can get his cells fed, Todd can get his cells fed. What am I simply saying is that we get the opportunity. We have to have excitement with this. People are already down. They already need hope to do this. So we have to be that hope that says, come on, you can do this. You get to eat these vegetables. Do you have to? Be creative. What do you like? If you don't like broccoli, it's probably gonna help to not to even focus on you don't like it. Focus on what you like, right? If you focus on what you don't like, what's gonna happen? You're not gonna eat it, you're not going to do it, and then somebody's gonna go out and say, but these drops didn't work for me. These drops work. They do not work like this. They work going in. So the dropper is like this, the dropper one, it goes in, and it goes in to do the work, but at the same time, you have to do it on an empty stomach because you're making room for the drops to do what they do. You do not know, I shouldn't use microwave popcorn, but that's the first thing that came to mind. Okay, I got a demonstration, but if you can think of something better, help me, something sounds a little healthier, but popcorn, okay. I mean, in this place. But no one knows. Can you really tell me, and watch it, guys, because you may know this. So can you really tell me, or do you really care how the microwave microwave popcorn? Do you really care? Nope. Have you ever stood there and looked at the microwave and said, I just will not eat this popcorn until I figure out how this microwave is doing it? Would you do that? Who's done that? Tell the truth. Who's done it? I knew somebody. But did you figure it out? Sort of count. Not really. Well, act like you did. You did? Did you eat the popcorn?
I ate it, it was good.
Did you really care about what happened?
At the end of the day, no.
And that's my point.
But while I was cooking, I did.
Okay, while you cooking. Okay, this is the point I'm making. The point I'm making is if you have something that works together, drops, the plants are doing the work. That's why we use it and call it plant-based. Let the plants, they are your builders, remember? So when you take the food along with the drops, what's happening is they work together. That causes the liver to do its job, right? The liver, your largest detoxifying organ, and it needs help. And another thing, your organs do need rest. So that's another thing with the drops. It gives the opportunity for the digestive system to rest and get something going before you even add the food. So it's kind of like this. Do you want to pay? My thing is this, get the drops, but almost have the attitude. I'm going to give this 30 days, and I'm not telling you to have the attitude, but if somebody has the attitude, I'm going to prove this wrong. They won't if they do it right. See, that's the thing. They won't. So it's nothing to it's almost something to get totally excited about. Oh, I saw that. Oh, you was going to prove it wrong.
I was.
And look at you now, how much have you lost?
40.
All right. simplicity. We have to keep it simple. All right, does this not keep it simple? Who else is gonna put everything in one little nice package for you? And all you have to do is follow it, simplicity. Now, I wrote this down. The reason for this, I am so thankful to Partner Co. in this product, for this hormone balancing product, because we have to keep it simple. You need to keep it simple when it comes to your gut. Your gut, it's like the center of you. So if it's not, things are not staying simple, and people want to know, and I'm gonna use terms maybe other people don't use. People want to know why you having indigestion all the time, why you doing other things all the time, but indigestion and your stomach, everybody writing an article about flat stomach, flat stomach, flat stomach, flat stomach. And to me, if they had the secret, it still wouldn't be writing it, right? So the secret is proper digestion. I'm not just talking about for cosmetic looks. I'm talking about for feeling good in your core, feeling good and strong at the center of you. When people hear our stories and they hear our war on how we feel, people will get excited and say, if she can do it, I can do it, right? So that's the simplicity. And this is the thing that eliminates how many people hear about digestive problems. We keep saying hormone balancing, but digestive problems, we have something in these products that cover it all. Because again, bottle one, okay, I need your balance. Bottle one, come on, man. Bottle one. Bottle one is just, that's what it's doing. So when we hear a person, oh, my stomach, oh, this, IBS and Crohn's and all the different things, I work with it every day. Digestion, you might see, is my favorite subject, because the fact, and I've been doing this 30 years, and in my 30 years, I have never had anything to offer in the area of weight loss that I could really lay my head down and feel totally good. So I never bothered with weight loss. I would help people with digestion. And then they'll say, because people really were trying to get out of eating the foods that will properly help their body. See, they're already trying to get out of it. Now, we don't put them down, because all of us, or maybe not all of us, but a lot of us has been in that part where I've tried this, I've done this, I. And then what about that voice in the head that nobody knows about, but it's constantly going on, how you feel about yourself, okay? And that's with ladies and guys. So it's kind of like, well, I'm not gonna worry about it. Don't worry about it. We're not here to fix anything. Remember this, you're not here to fix it. We're here to help people and show them how to feed it. No fixing, feed it. Let people know. I just don't know. I don't know either. I know we can't fix it, but we sure can feed it. If there's breath in that body, then we can help them feed it. And that's exciting that we get the opportunity to help and make that happen and bring others along with us. That's what you want to get excited about. Is that when you look at that list and it looks like it's hard to go and reach people, and it's kind of like, well, you don't feel like it. I want you to think this time. Somebody was on their knees praying day and night for an answer. And then we get and have the opportunity to carry it. That makes the phone a lot lighter when you know you had an opportunity to make those things happen. All right. Now, the next thing is chew your food. How many chewers do we have to the consistency of probably like applesauce? I know it's easy to say, but if we're eating and then we just swallow in 2 bites, okay, think about it. The digestive system didn't have time to do a whole lot, because believe it or not, digestion starts where? It really starts in the brain. And then the next area is the mouth. Because what's happening is all of these enzymes, that's why we have teeth, saliva, all of these things, a mixture, we're creating enzymes. And another thing, we seem to be stuck on this approved food list, but let me just say this, thank God for those drops that get the cravings out of the way and cause you to be in a position where you're not craving and helping the body cleanse, because the thing about the approved food list, more of an alkaline diet is the way to go anyway, because that's just what we were created to. The gut itself is acid, a strong acid. So we create balance by eating alkaline foods. So guess what? When you eat that apple, when you eat that fruit, when you eat that vegetable, guess what you're doing? You are chewing and creating enzymes to help your body do its job, or to help your stomach create energy, because without that, hormones really do get off. The first sign of hormone trouble is digestive trouble, okay? So that's why the digestive system is so, so good. And then we'll do one more, it's 10, and the reason I say that, because we didn't talk about renew. So keep me on point, okay, here we go. Keep me on point. Don't you like when you write something and then you try to act like you didn't write it because can't read it yourself? Okay, oh yeah, I got one for you. You don't like this, I like it. So we are going to start adding this to our list. Now, I've already showed you how we can move the crowd. Now, next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna go on, that chewing is that important. So I want you to go back. I don't remember this. I remember my mom and dad telling us this when we were little. But this is the thing, the choo-choo train. Start chew. We're gonna get on the train of chewing. We got to get to chewing. The more we help people and assist them on what they need to do, this will be easier. And I'm beginning to see, maybe that's why I'm not getting a lot of questions, because people are empowered to understand their own body. We see, this is your body. We have people in our lives that can assist us with our body. But at the end of the day, this is your body. This is my body. And that's something to be excited about. I kind of wonder sometimes, should people just be excited they have a body? I am, aren't you? Okay, now the next thing about the drops, this is so exciting, but it's not what you think it is when I say this. Meditate before the meal. Now everybody just visualize in their mind that we're sitting on a pillow and we're doing some kind of, meditation and praying that I hope I don't overeat. That is not quite the meditation I was talking about. These drops again puts you in a position to meditate. Why? You want to meditate. When you take the drops, what happens? You take the drops and you wait, what? 10 minutes. Do you not think that's cool? This company, look, when they put this together, they thought of everything. All of this lines up with proper digestion. All of it. You get to meditate. What? You take time. And you're not just stuffing your mouth because you had a whole 10 minutes to get it together before you put something in your mouth. That's that not off. Is that not off? Yeah. I know, right? And another thing about the meditation is most people, but not us and partner folks, certainly not us. Most people, their adrenal glands are already warped. Those are the glands that sit right on the back here on the top of the kidney. Those are your fight, flight, response to what's going on. If we are always eating and we in that stage, now when you're in that stage, you know that the blood rushes from your digestive system, okay? We don't need no blood rushing from our digestive system. We need blood coming to our digestion system. So that meditation part, look, I know somebody might have teach you off at work. I know this or that. I know somebody screaming in your ear, but when it's time to chew, you got to remember, there is nothing worth your digestion being messed up. Bring it in, cool it off, be like, get focused and be like, in your mind, you can do this. I am not letting that happen. And then we have to be ready for our clients too, because after about 5 questions for me, I don't know about you, I know I'm on Zoom, but here we go. After about 5 questions, I'll leave it at that. Point is, we want to lead in love, but we also just know that after so much, at the end of the day, the questions we want to answer, but what's so amazing is, can we really brag a little bit more on these drops and let people know, give you 1 month, 30 days, doing exactly what this says. And this is what I want from you. Cynthia, what do you want from me? I want your story. Let people know you want their story because you know they have one, right? All right, so we're moving. Okay, so you should really do a better job on this, right? Okay, mindful meals, same thing. We talked about meditation. So mindful meals would just simply be with the meal. I'm not telling anybody how to eat supper or what you should do at lunch, but a lot of times we have this thing that we're supposed to do it all. Well, the digestive system needs rest. That's why we have so many people talk fasting is good, and I get that. But I think it comes along with the fact that people, when you eat, it's kind of like we can eat and socialize. That's good. I think that's healthy, right? Because it's just a part of good health. But when it's touch, everything is, you're not in tune with anything. You know, food is to be tasted, it's to be felt, it's to be touched and enjoy. Thank you. I remember watching somebody gave out an ounce and they walked and gave them $20. I don't have no money. So it's to be enjoyed. I think we forgot the art of that too. Enjoyment. To show you how bad it can be. Somebody from our church brought us some fresh tomatoes, right? And I probably shouldn't say this, but it's out there now. And I'm used to the other kind of tomatoes that last long, not the fresh ones. And that's today I said, what's wrong with these? They go bad too quick. And it was like if you was eating them faster, maybe they would. So it made me think about that mindfulness of food again. Really, I've heard my parents say, oh, they don't even taste right. That's not, it used to wonder, well, what tastes right? Because I'm so used to, whatever I see in the store, for the garden for me, the only thing I know about a garden is watching my grandparents, and they would say, well, you want some? And I just tell them, can you call me after you cook it? So that'll tell you a little bit about me. So anyway, point is being mindful, but the drops, again, takes care of that because it's hitting all the bases. Okay, and then the other one was, I think what I want to do, you have anything to say?
I told you, when we're on Slenderiiz, I'll sit back. I'll flip gears from renewed to renewed.
Okay, yeah, there you go. I'm gonna finish these out. That's a good idea. Okay, the next one was, we're gonna go fast on 6, because it kind of talked about fermented foods, but there again, it's in the food list. Then we have somebody that's coming to talk about the food, but that's just where we're talking about creating good bacteria. This also allows the stomach to stay in line, act like this is your stomach. You have a mucous lining. A lot of times things have slipped through because of too much acid in the food or improper food combined, and not sticking to something like this will create problems. Kristen just said it flows through the bloodstream. It can create these different things. Like, for instance, why is it somebody can take the drops and all of a sudden their blood pressure better, right, or their blood sugar is better? There has to be a reason. But what most people say is, oh, it's the drops, it's the drops. That is really good to say. But that's really more exciting to me because what happened, it helped the lining of the gut repair. And now we got this protection again. And so what's happening in the bloodstream, the gut, things are cleaning up. And when you clean up something, it will show, right? And so that leads to think when somebody takes this and they say, well, how long do I have to have it? Sometimes the question could simply be, how long do you want to feel? Yeah. How long do you want to feel good? Do you understand that there are people that's actually not used to feeling good? And so they have adapted to it because they just didn't know. They just didn't know. But what makes it so exciting, they didn't know, but we know. And because we know, they can know. And that's exciting to me. Is that not exciting to you?
It's exciting.
All right, there you go. Bring it on. Balance. Here again, Slenderiiz. Is it not balance? It's balance in the drops. And I'm going to talk about dropper 2 at the end. But on this food and the dropper 1, the balance it brings. That also adds bottle 2. We always talk about bottle 2 as what? After the liver has done its job, fat cells have released, or fat storage has released now. So it's overworked. That system is working, and it can have a tendency to get tired. Do not be afraid of being tired. If you feel that, don't look at it as woe me, and then you trying to do more not to be tired. Look at the fact that my cells need more. That's the difference. Cells are alive. They keep duplicating, splitting, keep turning over, and they do it at the rate of what's given to them. So sometimes you have to have an out-of-body experience. Sometimes I am. Sometimes when I feel like I want to not do what I need to do, Aunt Cynthia went, that's my name, Cynthia, but sometimes I said, Cindy, girl, you gotta get your act together. You have to have, sometimes you have to pull your own self up sometimes and talk to yourself, because at the end of the day, you are worth it. You are worth it. You want to help a lot of people, start with you. Start with you. And when the questions asked, I'm telling you, most times I really believe questions are not asked because people are getting so much hope. And when you start with you, you know what they're interested in? They're interested in you. And when you have something to offer, and you have something in your hand to give somebody, guess what? That's the best feeling. That's the best feeling. But when you don't have anything in your hand, and you're constantly kind of like, well, I don't know, and they don't know, then who knows? But again, not us. We know, thanks to partner code. And then the last, we had one more, that was 8. Balance was 7, I'm sorry. And of course, 8 is give yourself, your gut a break. But I am not talking about intermittent fasting. I'm not going into that. I'm not for it or against it. That's not the point. The point is giving it a break. Your gut is like your second brain, okay? So when you give it a break, even as we sleep, we'll talk about that because that's probably the last one. But giving it a break it's okay. It's okay. That's where fun can come in. The break on the vitamins now would be, for me, the vitamin dropper 2 because of B12. B12 or B complex, because there's a complete B panel in this, a B complex panel in this, but B vitamins are water soluble. So every time you urinate, they can be coming out. If you're stressed on 10, then your body, more people require more when it comes to water soluble vitamins. And another thing too is, what is it? I got rose hips on the brain, but it's not rose hips. Acerola. That vitamin C and how important it is, a very pure form of that. And again, these are water soluble. So sometimes when people ask you the question, is this gonna hurt me? Is this gonna, when we know what's in things, then hurt them. That's a strong term anyway. Hurt, that's a strong word when you really kind of think about it. Is this going to hurt me? So this is the thing. It's not that we're saying this to be, we just want to put the people in a position to think. My question is, are you hurting now? That's my question. That is not an ugly. The question is, are you hurting now? I am. So what about this scares you? What about this kind of brings, what's going on? And simply, a lot of times is just taking that time. And it can be just that extra 2 to 3 minutes of just going on, asking them. It could be something as simple as, can I take it with my medicine? It used to be in the day, by this being homeopathic is food. See, we're not dealing with something that's not food. This is food. And when I was in herb school, the thoughts was to take your to take your chemical, which is the medicine first, and then an hour later, take your herb. And this is food. It's already a separation time in it. So the thing here is plant-based vitamins, minerals, botanicals. That's the word I was looking for. Botanicals. That is just awesome to go under the tongue to effectively get in your bloodstream immediately. That's why it's under the tongue. The nervous system grabs it up just like that. And that's why it works so fast and so good. And so that's a little about Slenderiiz as far as a different approach and a different way of how people can be helped when they really understand, or you understand, how the digestive system works and how you have everything in a box or everything packaged up for people to get the job done. And last thing, what's the last thing? Oh yeah, be consistent, be patient, and be kind. Your digestive system is there for you. It is there to work for you and not against you. So the answer to your questions, a lot of your questions, the answer really would be this. If we had to sum it up with Slenderiiz, hormone balancing drops that help the body correct itself, putting the body in position to correct itself And then think of it this way. When we say plant-based, I don't use natural, no, natural everybody. People use that, and then it's kind of like natural, you know. Let's call it really what it is. It's whole, it's real, it's clean. So these together, along with the approved food list, this is what I'm really trying to say. If you are taking the drops, the approved food list is really not gonna be a problem because you're really not gonna have cravings. So the people were afraid of the cravings, and people really, what they're really saying, I'm afraid to fail.
Yeah.
We can almost call this fail proof. We don't, I know we don't make claims. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, we already know what they're thinking. So we can meet them where they are in their thinking and not try to prove. The proof is here. We already heard that through the wonderful presentation, right? Isn't this an awesome presentation that we get to see and we get to share with so many people? So what we want them to know is that, you know what? This is what we are holding our mind, a fail-proof system that we get to travel around the world to help people understand with a little sprinkle of love on it, that you give us 30 days, then we let you know that we want your story, and then you'll be able to take that story and change lives and share it with everyone. And that, in a nutshell, is like Slenderiiz in this, I call it Cynthia way, the Slenderiiz way to understand just how the body works, so we can move more product and not be afraid of trying to prove something to somebody, because they will eventually be the proof. That's what we want to say.
Yeah.
So Jen Stasel made her way here. She had a little, little incident at her store. She owns Quince Juice here in Jackson. One of her customers collapsed in her front office, or
In the storefront.
in the
Yeah.
storefront, so she had to wait with them.
She was, her husband would let the call paramedic.
Okay, but so.
But I got it, I ate peppermint oil.
Sorry. And she was the guest presenter with Cynthia on Slenderiiz. Cynthia talked all about digestion and the gut. Jen has been using Slenderiiz for a couple of years now, and she's going to talk specifically about how it's helped her hormones. So now we have you're going to get to hear both sides and how